away a Mercedes too. So we are
Big-
days away from the Mercedes giveaway, my friend.
Big O, it's a big day. December 31st, you got to be there at Hialeah Park, right? I mean, and by the way, between now and December 31st, we got all kinds of crazy things, really good promos in poker going on too.
That's right.
Talk of $200,000 Ace King. Somebody's going to win $200,000 in their Ace. A lot of other places around, they have $25,000 Ace King. We got a $200,000 Ace King Royal. I mean, and a $100,000 bad beat. If you're going to get beat, why not? Go with $100,000. Pretty good.
Amen.
Pretty good. Hey, listen.
Did you watch any of the games yesterday?
On and off. We had a lot of people at the house. Did I tell you?
They weren't sexy. So it wasn't like, none of the games were games like I got to sit. You know what? I sat down to watch the San Antonio OKC game because to me, that's the NBA Finals. Those are the two best teams in the West, which are the two best teams in the NBA. And I wanted to see if San Antonio could beat OKC 3 straight times this year. And OKC has the best record in the league, and they've lost 5 times this year, 3 of them to San Antonio. To me, I was looking forward to an NBA game instead of the NFL games. How crazy.
Yeah. The NFL was weak yesterday. I mean, my son, too, he did the same thing. He turned to the basketball game, but we had to watch the Dallas game because my future daughter-in-law is a Dallas fan. And that was interesting because I got my son's an Eagle fan, and we're Dolphins fans, and I have a little affection for the Giants, too. And that was a little bit, but they're horrible. That was like 2 horrible teams going at it. It didn't matter. It was an NFL game. It didn't matter. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't the greatest football day. But the wise guy, the real Jersey wise guy, Steve Calabro is just a guy from Jersey. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I'm from Jersey too. And by the way, I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey as we speak, and it's a balmy, 25 degrees, but it feels like 17. So you should really kind of race up here, Big O, and enjoy. You and Sean would like it.
Well, Sean will be there shirtless. Me, I'll be bundled up in like 8 jackets or something. It's crazy. By the way, you and the wise guy went both 2-1. So,
yes.
Let's see what we got for the picks.
Yeah, we got to break the tie. So the wise guy. Here's the wise guy's picks.
Okay, let's go.
I've been looking at them. They're okay. Green Bay. It's home. It's in Green Bay. Over the Ravens. I think the Ravens are finished. They're just, and it's going to be cold, and Lamar's like yourself, these South Florida guys go up to cold weather. They kind of freeze up like when it gets 30 degrees or below.
I love this game. Green Bay -4. The only thing I'm worried about, the only thing I am really, really worried about, because they still are playing for, I think, the division, right? I think it is. Or no, they won the division. They're playing for seeding. I think it is.
Yeah.
They're playing still for seeding, but they're not. Their top running back, I don't think, will end up playing this week because they clinched yesterday with Detroit losing. So they clinched the division. But I know they're still playing for seeding, so that's the only thing I worry about. That will they use the other running backs, and obviously that'll be a little bit of a downgrade. But Baltimore with Snoop. Please give me a break.
Yeah. -4.5 too. So now the Niners.
It's at 4 right now, actually. So
I just looked at it at the Hard Rock app, and I thought I saw 4.5. But if it's 4, go for all day long. Because that's what the
Hard Rock right now. It's at 4 right now.
Actually. Beautiful. You know what? That's so funny because the wise guy had it at 4. I checked right before the broadcast, and it was 4.5. But it's bouncing. That means it's bouncing. That means money's going into the game. That's good. I like Green Bay all day long. -4. So now the next game, and the next game is quite amazing. Actually, the Niners are actually playing. They could be the number 1 seed.
Yes,
if they win out. It's unbelievable. It's hard to believe with all their injuries and what they've gone through this year. This tells you what a good organization and a good coach and a good quarterback can do. But anyhow, that's another story that we've had a million times, and everybody knows the answer. It's not going to change in Miami anytime soon. But the 49, the Jersey wise guy likes the 49ers -3 over the Bears.
Okay.
Tough game to pick. Now, let me give you my opinion on that Jersey guy pick. I don't like the Bears. I don't know what it is. I never really liked the Bears. Khalid, I could go either way. I mean, I think he's very talented, but he's not like my favorite. I'm not like
he's erratic still from the pocket. I totally get it. He lives off script, actually, is what he is. He's one of those guys. He's an athlete that can make some plays, and he's got a wicked arm. He's got legs. But let me tell you something. This is what I talked about before you got here. The Dan Campbell fire. Is it done? Is it over for Dan Campbell in Detroit? Did we see the best of Dan Campbell? Why? Dan Campbell with Ben Johnson is 36-15. Dan Campbell without Ben Johnson, remember, Ben Johnson left and he had a new offensive coordinator. He took over the play callings from that offensive coordinator this year. Dan Campbell was calling the offense. Without Johnson, he's 11-21-8. And this year eliminated from the playoffs. The Bears get Ben Johnson from Detroit. And all of a sudden, he's 11-4. And as my astute friend here just pointed out before you came on, Ben Johnson has proven that he can get the best out of Jared Goff, who had 5 turnovers yesterday. Okay. And now he's getting the best out of Caleb Williams, who never looked like this last year. He has looked way better this year than he ever did last year. So, is Ben Johnson the real key to the Detroit success? Because we know he's the real key to the Chicago success. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Detroit moving forward without Ben Johnson. We see they're not even in the playoffs. We'll see if Dan Campbell can overcome that. And what does Ben Johnson continue to do in Chicago moving forward? So it's very interesting. So say what you want about Caleb. I'm not a Caleb believer myself. So if he succeeds, he's going to prove me wrong. But I got to give Ben Johnson some credit. He made the kid look way better than he did last year. Way better.
Absolutely. He has improved Caleb's play greatly. And hats off to Caleb for listening to him and actually using his advice and stuff. Look, Johnson's the real deal, right? And I also think that Goff might have his better days behind him. With Johnson or out Johnson, I think Goff was on the downside. I just think that. But
maybe not. But the bottom line is, under Ben Johnson, he played his best football of his career.
Yep.
And so, that has to sometimes, players, they don't do it all themselves, dude. It really depends on the coach, the scheme, the system, how they complement you, all those kind of things. Because you could be Kurt Warner with the Rams, or Kurt Warner with the Giants, or Kurt Warner with Arizona. You see, you could be Steve Young in BYU in the LA Express, or you could be in Tampa, and then you go to San Francisco, and you're like, well, wait a minute. He was an ass kicker with the LA Express. He was an ass kicker at BYU. He sucked at Tampa, and then all of a sudden, Bill Walsh says, no, he doesn't suck. Give him to me. And the rest is history. So a lot of times, even if you're a great quarterback, if you're in a bad situation, it just doesn't bring the best out of you. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
That's a shame sometimes. So Ben Johnson knows how to bring the best out of 2 different quarterbacks, by the way. One's a runner and the other guy's a pocket passer.
And one's real young and one's a seasoned veteran. I mean, look, Ben Johnson gets a lot of credit here. And I think what Detroit needs to do is they need to get a new offensive coordinator. I think that he's got to stop calling the plays. I mean, he
took over because the guy he hired wasn't good enough. So this is, but this is part of a head coach's job. You're going to have to turn over coaching staffs because you're going to lose assistants. Look at Mike Vrabel. He doesn't have the same staff he had in Tennessee. He has a different staff in New England, and he had to turn over staffs in Tennessee, and now he has a new staff in New England. And what's the common denominator? Under Mike Vrabel, you will win in Tennessee, and you will win in New England.
Yeah, really amazing. That one hurts me to even talk about because we should have had him, but that's another one. But anyhow, so back to the Jersey guys, wise guys picks. This one I like a lot. Now, remember, there's going to be some weather in this game. The Steelers -3 over the Browns, and just I don't know. I mean, I think that's Aaron Rodgers. He should beat up the Browns. Yeah. If he doesn't get 3 touchdowns, I'd be surprised. Now the weather could be a factor.
Yeah, though it might be a little bit of a tough game, but I'm with you. They should win. Plus, the Steelers have everything to play for. So yes, it should be. It should be a game. I think 3 points is a safe play. Actually, I can see them winning by a touchdown with no problem.
Yeah, or more. So the wise guy is Green Bay -4. Green Bay's at home. 49ers -3. Niners are at home over the Bears, which that helps a little in that game, although that's a tough pick. And Steelers are at Cleveland -3. So that's his picks. But I got my picks.
All right, let's do it.
So the first pick is very lackluster because it's the only pick that I look at them separately. I look at them before I get the wise guys picks. And I just love Green Bay over the Ravens. I just love that game. I don't know why. I'm all over that game.
Okay.
I also think that, and this is that concept that I do sometimes, and sometimes it works. I think more times than not it works. But I think Cincinnati is going to crush Arizona. I think Joe Burrow needs to put some stats up, and it's -7.5. It's in Cincinnati. I think he wants to do it in front of a hometown crowd. I think he's gonna crush Arizona. So that's my second pick.
-7. Okay. All right.
Yeah, -7. And then I like this one. This one I've been waiting for years, to be quite honest with you. And I think Trevor Lawrence, just hasn't really played the way he should. Although this year he is proving me wrong. He's finally proving me right. He's playing a game, right? So Jacksonville -6 over Indiana. Look, everybody wants to pick, Phillip Rivers. The old guy comes in and blah, blah, blah. But it's more than Phillip Rivers. I think their defense is hurting. I think they got some problems. I think Jacksonville's going to light it up.
I agree. I think this whole Phillip Rivers thing runs out of gas. And against a defense like Jacksonville's, I could see the Jags winning this game by 10 points. I'm with you on this one. I like this game, actually. This might be one of my favorite games of the week because I just don't believe this Indy thing is going to last very long. And Jacksonville proved me wrong, dude. Not the Trevor Lawrence thing. I've always been a Trevor Lawrence guy, so I'm glad he's proven me right. But I still did not see the Jags be this good. Not at all. Not even close.
They're lightening up. Look. They are lightening it up this year. They're finally doing it. They've got a lot of players and athletes around Trevor Lawrence. They got a good defense. They got a good setup there. But I have another one. And maybe you can help me out on this one. This is just a bonus thing. I happen to think the over/under. This is just a Steve Calabro bonus play. You get this. You see at Hialeah Park, you get a lot of bonuses. Whether you get winning a Mercedes, a nice Ace King Royal, whatever you got, all kinds of raffles and poker. We give away bonuses here. I think, and tell me if I've gone crazy. I might have gone crazy. Maybe I'm in Jersey, and you get a little crazy when you get back into the Jersey vibe here. But I think New England is going to crush the Jets. Like it's going to be. Like, I don't think Vrabel's going to be nice about it. And I think the Jets...
over 42.5. Right.
Yeah.
You've learned your lesson. You're not going to lay the 13.5.
Yeah. No. But I like the over. I think it's going to be like, it's going to be like 35 to 20, or something like that, or 42 to 10. I really do believe that. I think it's going to be one of those games that Vrabel just keeps throwing. He just keeps throwing the ball, and it's going to be, May is going to throw all over the place. I just and I feel for my friends.
They're playing for home field, so they're playing.
Yeah, they got to win. They got to win. And they're not going to ease up. They're not going in like half-ass. They're going to go in there full blast.
They're also playing for the division because they can't screw up in the next 2 games because Buffalo can also get them in the division. So they're playing for home field and they're playing for the division. So they've got not only the Jets, but Miami's also screwed the week after.
Yes, exactly.
Not that they were gonna, but they weren't gonna get a team that was gonna play for nothing. They're gonna play. They're gonna get a team that has to play for something, which is bad news for the Dolphins. So yeah, I'm with you.
I think I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave you with this. I think the New England Patriots might score. The over under is 42.5, right? I think New England might score 42. To be honest with you,
Right.
So all I need for the Jets is a half a point, which for some Jet fans they might say, "Holy shit," you know. But hey, Big O, you didn't say anything. Look, I'm sporting my new hat from Christmas, the black Miami hat with
Nice.
Look at it. This is not like, and I think it's a nice blend. I'm a little different. Up in Jersey, some guys want to kick my ass sometimes.
The only thing is, I wish they would have bought you the real logo, not the whale logo. That's the only.
No.
But it is a nice hat. It is a nice hat.
It's the new thing, right? But I'm sporting it. So in baseball, I'm a Yankees and a Mets fan, right? Today I'm Yankees. Maybe next week I'm Mets. I'm going to the Mets preseason games.
That's not allowed. That's not allowed.
I have like dozens of friends that they want to kick my ass sometimes. And so
that's not allowed. You cannot be a Yankees and a Mets fan.
I am
a Mets and a Yankees fan. That's not allowed.
Listen,
do that.
The 1969 amazing Mets did it to me. When they won the World, from last.
Stick with the Mets, then you stick with the Mutts, then. If that's
but then
either you're going to be a Mutt or you're going to be a Yank, but you can't be both.
But then the Derek Jeter years were so good. I mean, after having Don Mattingly not win a World Series, then Jeter win a half a dozen, whatever, 4 or 5 of them.
The bandwagon is always good, my man. Of course, the bandwagon's always good.
Well, I gotta see, and now my wife, she has an interesting point.
Switch, but I'm stuck with the stinking Marlins, bro.
Yeah, you got problems.
I can't switch. I can only bitch and complain that they suck and the owner's broke and he's got rabbit ears coming out of his pants. That's all he does.
In Jersey, we get a choice. You got the two NFL teams. You got the two Major League Baseball teams. Now I'm going to just share. But I'm going to change directions a little about that because now you got me thinking. My wife is very upset about, and she's she's from New York.
Are you an Islanders and a Rangers fan too? I mean,
no, I'm worse than that. No, I'm worse than that. I like the Rangers and the Devils, but I can't even go there.
Well, that's right. He's got to go with the Jersey team, the Devils.
Yeah, come on, Islanders. They're like that. That's another country.
Yeah. No, not
if you live in New Jersey, Long Island's another country. You know what I mean? That's I don't know where nobody goes out there, but people live out there. But here's my wife's thing, and she makes a point. She makes a good point.
And yet, people that live on the island will swear by the island.
Well, they say that Jersey is like, it's like, they say bad things about Jersey,
Right, exactly.
The armpit.
Swear by Long Island. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But anyhow, so she's from the Westchester County, Port Chester, a nice town in New She's been a Jersey girl for a long time, like 30, 40 years. And she has a good point. And the Jersey guys need to do something about this. The New York football Giants really should be the Jersey Giants. The practice facilities in New Jersey. Their stadium is in New Jersey. Wait, it gets worse. So the Jets, their practice facility is in Florham Park, New Jersey, which is like 25 miles from New York. And they play their games in Jersey. And the Jersey Jets, 2 J's there, that kind of has a nice little ring. JJ, whole 9 yards. So she's saying that all those two NFL teams need to change from New York Giants and New York Jets to the Jersey Jets and the Jersey Giants. No, I think she's onto something.
I get it. Now, should we be called the Miami Gardens Dolphins?
Well, that's one town. That's one little town. I'm talking about a whole state.
How about the Chiefs? They finally fixed it. Kansas City's actually going to be playing in Kansas.
Yes, but there's a reason for that. I know
both cities are Kansas City. There's a Kansas City, Missouri, and a Kansas City, Kansas. But a lot of people probably thought that Kansas City was playing in Kansas for many years now. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
Some people just figured out, wait a minute, they're in Missouri, not Kansas. What? You know what I mean?
Well,
So this is the opposite of what your wife was talking about. They're actually correcting it now.
yeah, but they're doing it for one reason. One
Money.
word.
Money.
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 It's all about money.
A family that is worth $25 billion
Needs a few more billion. Needs a few more billion.
Taxpayers to spend $3 billion on them. I mean, that is just.
Isn't that great? You're worth $20 billion, and you're gonna get $3 billion from taxpayers.
God,
it's a great country.
We are some stupid individuals, bro. I'm telling you, we are some stupid individuals. You know, down here, Stephen Ross has had to pay for his own, dude. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but the Marlins, the ex-owner of the Marlins, he took the voters. He took them to
and lesson learned. He then sold it and made $1 billion, and we made nothing. And now you know why you shouldn't give billionaires any breaks.
But the Hunt family got $3 billion.
But the Hunt family suckered another city into $3 billion. That is.
But they're right. At least they're in the right state. At least
they corrected the issue now. Yes, they did.
But I'm with my wife 100% on these jersey. The Jersey Jets sounds great. Oh, by the way, Woody Harrelson
plus Jersey stinks. It smells, and the Jets stink and smell. I agree. Jersey Jets. All right. I mean, it goes perfect. It goes.
Look, Bingo, I'm going to give you some Jersey history before I leave here. So the previous owner was the Hess family. The Hess Oil Corporation was headquartered in New Jersey. Then they sold it to the Woody Johnson & Johnson. Guess where they're headquartered? In New Jersey. It's crazy. But anyhow, they're not listening to me.
Don't worry about it. But the Johnsons will probably move to Florida anyways, because everybody's moving their companies to Florida or Texas anyway. So, you know.
Well, Woody, but if I know Woody, and just by his prior, he'll get lost on the way to Florida. But Woody will.
Probably. Or get jacked because they'll take off that stupid big chain off of them. One of the two. Yes. Either way. All right, Steve. Have a fantastic weekend, my brother. We've got the picks, and we'll put the video out over the weekend, so folks, just in case they miss it, they'll get to see the picks. Appreciate you as always, my friend. Have a fantastic weekend.
Take care now. Bye now.
You got it. The great Steve Calabro. Remember, on the 31st, they're giving away that Mercedes. So get on down there. And every time you play those machines, you're getting an entry. Every single time you pull the handle or push the button, you're getting an entry to win that Mercedes. And by the way, if you go there on the 31st, say hi. I will be there with the wife. I'm going to try to win the Mercedes too.